We just got done with old business, new business, JARs, LRs, appeals, sending some to committee. We have one more LR, which we will introduce immediately after the reports. At this time, we will proceed with the judicial report introduced by Chief Judge Hunterfree. Chief Judge Hunterfree, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Secretary, and members of the body, also members of the Crow General Council of the Otsauga Nation. Dilse Shahom, Nuabish, Salabish, Nuabit, Bataj, Babich, Babiza Kusa, Yedish, Babish, Coach Divalish, Salabish, Dilse Shahom, Nuabish, Laga, Nelu, Shawaga, we will all 5 minutes. That's what we'll try to do, Senators. We'll stick to a 5-minute schedule. We know you're busy. Laga, we handed out a written report to all of you in 2 parts. First part in the juvenile and also the healing to wellness divisions and also the criminal and civil divisions. Those were submitted by our respected divisions. Laga, I'd like to introduce our branch with our honorable associate judges. Please stand and be recognized with your permission, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
The Honorable Sheila Nonafrey, Associate Judge, Civil Division of the Otsauga Nation. Criminal Division, Associate Judge Carrie Coverson, and their staff. Laga, Civil Division staff, Court Clerk Soraya Old Crow. Criminal Division, Gloria Gozene. Rosanna Denny. Juvenile Court Clerk, Lucille Garlick. Also, Darren McDonald, Bailiff, a.k.a. Does It All. D. Juvenile Officer, Dominic Olga. Acting Court Administrator, and I know you know her personally, Mr. Speaker, Marilyn Oldcrow. Did we forget anyone? D. Yes, Dean Bird, Court Clerk, a.k.a. Does It All. D. Howard Shane, Adult Probation. This is our team, the wave of the future, I hope. I'll just touch on the highlights of what we're doing. Criminal Division. What we're doing right now is we're setting up our matrix, our flow chart. We met once during this quarter, and we're developing a flow chart. Actually, Judge Covers Up is working on this to present to the Crow people through our website. Eventually, when we move forward on our website, we need to update. We're reformulating our computer system, our software, our internet system. So we're doing that currently. One of the things Criminal Division did was they're on schedule. They start on time. One of the things they did in a unique situation they were in not too long ago, the executive branch prosecutor was late, and the majority of cases that were called, the prosecutor was not present. Therefore, the Criminal Division judge dismissed without prejudice, giving the prosecutor the opportunity to refile, in which he did in the majority of cases. But we wanted to send a clear message to the executive branch prosecutor. We will start on time. That is our philosophy. We will not be late. Laga Civil Division. One of the things they're doing, and it's I wanted to. There's some repeat here, but we have a new senator on board. I wanted to acclimate the new senator from Lodgegrass. The code requires us by law, not because civil cases, the majority are party driven. Therefore, parties are required to provide service to the other party. We as a Crow Tribal Judicial Branch did that as a courtesy in the past. We don't have the staff, nor do we have the manpower or the budget to do that at this time until the law tells us otherwise. That courtesy was inherited, but by following the law, that leaves the responsibility to the parties as required by the Crow Tribal Law and Order Code. That is saving us time. That is giving the responsibility back to the parties, and that's one of the things that we're doing at this time. DELA, Juvenile Division. One of the things that we're doing, and we're working with both branches. We're advancing currently the Juvenile Division, especially in the realm of delinquency, also neglect cases. Indian Child Welfare Act cases off the reservation through the district court, through the Honorable Judge Blair Jones, the tribal court, and the judge from the 22nd Judicial District. We are in an informal gentleman's agreement to notify the Crow Tribal Court when both parents are interested in transferring the case to the tribal court. His staff is instructed to contact our staff. When that happens, we send notice at that point to the Crow Tribe Juvenile Protection Attorney. When that happens, the clock begins for us. We notify the Crow Tribe before. What has happened is 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months, a year. Currently, we have cases that are 2 years old in ICWA that are sitting there inactive. The motion has been presented at the district court level, but nothing has happened at the tribal court level. Due to, I would say, when the cases are inherited by the next attorney, that transition has not always taken place at the executive branch juvenile case presenter level. We are stopping that practice. We're making sure that those cases are moving forward with the help of the Health and Human Services Chair, Pat Alden. Recently, we had a meeting with the Bureau of Indian Affairs, Social Services area, local level, Indian Child Welfare Act, attorneys, also the department through the tribe, as well as social services here at the local level. We brought all of the players together in one room here at the Crow Legislature because we asked them to formulate an agreement because there was a gaping hole off the reservation. The Bureau of Indian Affairs has taken the position that they don't have jurisdiction over Crow children off the reservation. They took that position and they say the tribe has that responsibility. Well, we've asked the executive branch as well as the Bureau of Indian Affairs and the Department of Family Services, State of Montana, to formulate an agreement where our children are not left unattended. We want our children back on this reservation. We're taking steps, and that agreement is between the executive branches of government, between both jurisdictions. That is moving forward. Another thing we found out in the last day or two, with reference to ICWA cases that have been sitting there for 2 years. We had a meeting 2 days ago with 4E Foster Care, as well as the Bureau of Indian Affairs social workers. We need to formulate the right court orders so that we can transfer cases from the Bureau of Indian Affairs social workers to 4E Foster Care, where permanency is involved with Crow families, so we can get the funding to the Crow families that take Crow children in a more permanent manner. That has not happened in 2 years. We're taking steps to make that happen. DELA, currently, what we're doing is today, we just finished AVI. AVI is a video conferencing system that has just been implemented and funded by a federal grant. Ilaga, we've just finished the system. Senators, please call Darlene Old Crow, schedule a time and come check out the new system that is in place. We can now have video conferencing with the detention facilities for adult and also the juvenile detention facility in Busby. Where applicable and where the law allows us, we can have video conferencing hearings without the defendants being physically present. That system has been completed today and it's fully functioning. That cuts down on the liability of officers and prisoners traveling from place to place. That is in place as of today. We just completed it's fully functional as of noon today. And I would like to thank our staff for assisting in the completion of that project. 6 months in the making. I'd like to ask that you give the judicial branch staff a round of applause. I hope. Today, I'd like to express the efficiency that the judicial branch has created because we divided into different divisions. Judge Not Afraid, Sheila Not Afraid, Civil Division. She is handling mostly all adult civil matters. In the past, well, let me finish the quote here, and then the Criminal Division is headed up by Carrie Coverson. Before the transition, past administration, there would be 3 judges sitting on one particular case, whether it was juvenile, adult, civil matters. There would be 3 judges sitting on one particular case at any given week. We wanted to end that practice. We want to maintain consistency, fairness, and forthright equality. And one pair of eyes stays on a case at least 95% of the time, unless one of the judges has a conflict. I believe that has increased the efficiency. There are particular clerks that are assigned for a particular judge. That way it cuts down on the confusion and the flow of the docket and the flow of the cases. And as I was saying, even though we're short-staffed, the staff has come together as a team and have done an outstanding job helping one another, helping cases flow. One of the persons I want to recognize, she's been there for 30 years, Lucille Garland. All of our staff are outstanding. They all do well. Lucille, she is the pit bull of our organization. If you're not doing your job, she's going to let you know. Even if you're a sitting judge, she's going to go, Judge, that ain't right. And I could go, Darren, you do an outstanding job. Oh my, Darren, he just remarkable. He goes the extra mile. Gloria goes in, you're brand new, but you're up and coming as far as your leadership. Oh, Dominic, really, he works well with children. He's picking up double duty because we're waiting to fill the Healing the Wellness Court. We had that job, that seat vacated, that occupation. The Healing the Wellness Court continues with his help, even though he's juvenile probation. The Healing to Wellness continues. I believe we have about 8 to 10 children that are in that program to help them get clean and sober, and help them get on the right path. And as I said, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Rosanna Denny, outstanding. I can't say by jack of all trades. Oh my God. Soraya, we thank you for coming on board. inspiration to the branch is undying. Darlene, I know you know the speaker very well, but he's kept our branch together. Both our judges, outstanding. The team that's in place. Dean, he's the face that you meet each day at the door. Dean, he needs to wear an S on his chest because he takes a lot of the bulk of the complaints, the angry folks that come to the window. Sometimes folks are emotional. We understand that. We try to do our best to serve the Crow public with a smile on our face and to do the best we can. We do our very best. Howard, just when we have a rough time at the branch, he's our spiritual advisor, spiritual leader. Ori's out today, Officer Ori. Keep him in your prayers. He's out on sick leave. So I guess I can field some questions. That's the best I can do in the 5 to 6, 7. Hopefully the greasy mouth kids won't penalize me for going. Oh, let me include this full financial report. I think it's right for the senators to know this. Mr. Chairman of the Finance Committee, I'll take full responsibility today. I need to be accountable to this branch. One of the things that we found out, and this is being upfront with the Crow people, this is on live stream. I in no way am trying to play politics here. My dream and my vision is for all three branches to work together. Chairman of the executive branch, as Darren O'Kyle, has worked extremely hard to help us. We know he's fallen on hard times. Legislative branch, you as well. And I appreciate your diligence and the phone calls that you have made. I need to be up front about $638. And this is my lobby to you as branch senators, and also my lobby to the executive branch when the time is right. When our staff was cut to 32 hours, according to Judge Nonofree, that has not happened in the history of our government. I can attest that when I presented the cut of 32 hours to our staff, it was heart-wrenching. No, we're not only short-staffed, we're short of resources. It was heart-wrenching. Hardest thing on the planet is to tell your staff that your hours have been cut, especially when they're supporting their families. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Secretary, members of the body, and members of the Crow General Council, this made me go to work, though. It made me better. Darlene, both associate judges, we went to work. We dived into what 638 is all about. We went to the superintendent's office. We went to the area. We made phone calls to the area director. We made phone calls to the area person we need to work with reference to $638. We found out that the CPA, Kathleen, what's her last name? Adams. This is just facts, members of the body. Had not submitted reports since the month of September last year. Therefore, our continuing resolutions were being held up because budget narratives were not being turned in properly or on time. Our funding was at a standstill. Had the budget narratives been turned in on time, our cash flow would not have been interrupted on the 638 side. One of the things that we found out was because the narratives were not turned in on time in September, the continuing resolutions and the drawdowns were not completed. I believe that has affected our general funding at the judicial branch. That is why the cut took place. Well, we tracked down the problem. With the hard work of Darlene, she went straight to the CPA's office, invited me in with the help of Marlon Passes. He walked into the office and we demanded reports. We demanded narratives. We demanded drawdowns. And that day, within a day or two, we got the reports in. Now the superintendent was waiting for those numbers to be punched in. We did just that at the local level. The local level was waiting for Corbin, Stella Corbin, to punch in those particular numbers as soon as the narratives got there. Now, when those numbers are punched in, Benz, what's his name here at the local level? Keith Benz then gets his numbers. He punches in his numbers. Then the continuing resolution draws down the $638. We made sure that happened. When that happened, I believe we just got word recently, and I hope this is true, that the full allocation of our $638 has been drawn down. I'm hoping that's true. That's the last unofficial word I've received. Well, now we found out in the process this carryover money from 2012 and 13 sitting there, unused. We tracked down those dollars. We brought the current dollars together. We found $165,000 so that we could supplement, and some of the documents we handed to you illustrates that report. We still got more paperwork coming to you, Mr. Chairman. At your next Revenue Committee meeting, please invite us. We'll get you the documents. Those dollars have been drawn down. We supplemented the other 8 hours through 638 funding. Therefore, our court is still fully functional. That is by the hard work of our staff, our judges coming together, making a stand, making things happen. I want to thank Marlon Passes for fighting for us, Larry Blacksmith for fighting for us, grants and contracts for fighting for us. The executive branch has been diligent. Chairman Oldcow has been supportive. We thank him. We've received assistance from this branch as well. Therefore, today our court is fully functioning and we're moving forward. We supplemented the 8 hours for our staff. We haven't seen a cut. It's made me do my job. It's made me better. And we're keeping on Kathleen to keep the paperwork together and on time. My vision and my hope. Now, I suggested to Stella Corbin, Bureau of Indian Affairs, area office. This is what I suggested. Of course, the legislative branch and the executive branch down the road, with your cooperation, will need your authorization, as you are the elected leaders of the Azalaga Nation. I submitted to Stella Corbin at the area. I says, why don't the judicial branch 638, we do our own indirect, we can hire our own CPA and do our own finances. Then we won't ever have a question. It'll be completely my fault. Her answer was, because 20 years ago, the Wind River Indian Reservation tried to do it, and about 25 of them got indicted. There was black helicopters that raided that reservation, and blah, blah. In a conversation later with her, this is what I stated. Stella, I don't appreciate that paternalistic attitude that you have from the Bureau of Indian Affairs. We're the Crow people. We've been to the moon and back. I can count to 10. Ken Deputy can say his ABCs. I think I know the color black and the color white. I think we've got educated Crows that are qualified, that can carry out this responsibility. worthy of obligation. Elisa. We have the ability to do that, Crow people. Respective branches of government. We have the ability. We have the staff that's qualified to do that. The Bureau of Indian Affairs. The day has to stop when they tell us what to do. We're a nation. We're elected leaders. That day is over. We take control of our destiny. Because of your help, senators, we're bringing Crow children back to the Crow Reservation. No more that going on here. We're going to bring them home, Bigelow Equity. And with your help, we will stop at nothing to bring Crow children home where applicable, where possible. We have the greatest staff on earth, and we will continue to make it happen. Mr. Speaker.
Oh, Chief Judge Lawford, almost slow here. Senator, well, not Senator, I was Senator. Okay, the floor is now open for questions and comments. Floor recognizes Councilman Lozay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Secretary, members of the body, and Honorable Judge, Free, and Honorable Mrs. Free, and Ms. Carverza. Appreciate your report of what's going on in the judicial branch and your staff. I believe they're doing a tremendous job to serve the Crow people again. And you really identified a lot of problems in the court system that, being on time as well as, serving the people that has elected you. And on this end of the legislative branch, money, we always talk about money, you and I, we talk about, our salaries, which is very important to serve the people. And we've been, like you said, the paternal, like the BIA, we tell them what to do. That mentality we've functioned with that kind of mentality for too long. And I know, and I see that there's a I'm going to say a transformation. There's a transformation among the Crow people that we are educated to run our programs. And I see that you're using that authority to get us to that place. And I know that there's been a problem, even like right now, I got some emails coming from the 638 funds on the executive side where the problem is reporting. The reporting of not meeting that deadline or asking for that extension on those 638 contracts. We're losing dollars and we're paying them back as we are moving along. So the problem is the CPAs. I believe we have enough accountants like Marlon Passes. Marlon Passes, this is one thing that I learned, CPAs go by averages, percentages. That's something that we all need to know and hear. They'll go by percentages and narratives and so forth, percentages. That's one thing I found out. But an accountant will count right down to your penny. Right down to your penny. How much you have left in your accounts. And, the problems that I believe the chairman, and I know that Secretary Godfrey, they're working towards this, trying to get us to the full economy and running our own, having our own accountants as well. CPAs, you can just have them to come and balance your books, but we need accountants. That's what we actually need. We have accountants that can do a better job. And then even our own 638 people in the executive branch side, they're supposed to be the ones that are doing the narratives and the reporting. And they are not getting that right now. I know your frustration. Trying to get there. They control it, and let me say it like this, it's what we call the Jezebel spirit according to the Bible. It's a false authority is what it is, actually. I'm going to say it like it is. And it's been in the branch, and I don't like that. I know we're live streaming that. But that's okay, because I'm here to serve the Crow people. I'm here because there's a need out there that we're going to fill it. If there's a hurt, we're going to heal it. That's the way we're supposed to be. That's the way we work. We try to resolve problems, try to bring solutions. But in order for all three branches, remember we talked about this, Your Honor. One of these days, this three branch of government, when we begin to function together like it was envisioned, then it can run smoothly like a car. And I believe we're getting there. But it takes the right leadership to get there. It takes the right leadership to get there. Having that vision. Your vision. And I believe we have that leadership collectively in here. Mr. Your Honor, I really needed to hear this, and like I said, there's reports here that I was reading over, skimming over, and we're paying it back out of our general fund budget. Our general fund budget is strapped for cash because of the lack of reporting by the CPAs. We're identifying it, we're standing together, and we will get there. I know that. And with your help and with all the three branches working together, we are in the same boat as well, too. So I hope. That's a great report.
Hello, recognized Conrad Stewart.
Mr. Speaker, Secretary, members, Your Honor, other two judges, associate judges, I welcome everybody here, and it's good to hear good things, and I know that not the world is not perfect. But we have a chance to make some things happen and change some lives and make some things occur for the betterment of the Crow people. We're not all on three-point shooters here. We're a team here. And I'm glad to hear the good things that are coming out. It does. It takes leadership. It takes a vision. It takes a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, you don't have a vision, then get out of the way and let someone else do it. Because I can guarantee you have 13,600 crows that are depending on your vision. And right now, we have too many times in the past, up until now, I hear people always talk about our court. They call us kangaroo court. State don't recognize us, federal side don't recognize us, companies come on board, they don't even want to use your court. Judge Nonafraid knows this. And our own attorneys on the executive side in the past, even now, we have some there. They sit there at the table when we negotiate, and they waive our court system. And we take it to a magistrate in Delaware. These things are occurring. We have to quit lying to ourselves. Are we in it for our people? Do we believe in our system? Do we believe in ourselves? And if so, if we do have a problem and we don't feel that Westmoreland can't be seen in our court or Cloud Peak can't be seen in our court, then tell us why. And in that way, we can make the proper changes. So in that way, as the white man always says, and Judge Nonafraid knows this, there's a key word in loophole that they use against us. Competent jurisdiction. Whose definition and And by what standard do we stand on as competent jurisdiction? As a sovereign nation coming into the reservation here, this is our nation here. We deem it competent upon our leadership, upon our vision. I know you're giving a report, Your Honor, but I've seen this man in action, personally, in the court. And I've seen some young men that our judge here spoke to, and women. Not only did he make sure that they don't do it again, but he made them responsible for their actions. I can report to you, Judge, they went to the altar and they gave their heart to the Lord. That deserves a round of applause.
Thank you, CJ. Any more questions, comments? Floor is Paul Hill.
Thank you, Chair, Secretary, Judicial Branch, visitors. I got a question here. I represent 176 Reno Cowboy district members, and one of them has a question of water exam. So
Very good.
He wants you to schedule a water exam.
Okay, that is in the appellate court, and we did write a letter to her requesting for a schedule of the classes and when she was going to be administering the test. The letter going to be in to Heather Corson. That's her job. Go ahead, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just a follow-up. Senator, wish you luck. Our branch is ready and waiting to process applicants. All we need is a date from the appellate court judge, and we're ready. I do have a memo from our legal advisor, Bill Agers, that outlines the judicial branch's duties with reference to the bar exam, and we're ready to carry out our duties. We just need a date. That's all. I mean, like the speaker said, that's an appellate court function, and we're just the water boy waiting to be told what to do. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Maybe you can write a letter to her too and ask as a follow-up with ours. I sent it, but we sent it last week. Sent the letter last week to Heather Corson asking when are you going to have the classes and when are you going to have the test. We need to schedule because there's some senators here that want to take the test also.
Fantastic. Mr. Speaker, I will do that by day's end.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Floor still open? Okay. Thank you, Chief Judge. Not afraid for your presentation, for answering some of the questions that were asked, listening to the comments. Thank you, judicial staff, associate judges.
Mr. Speaker, I'll leave this packet with you. It's the memo from our legal advisor outlining our duties as a judicial branch with reference to the appellate court's duties. Bar exam.
Can you present that to the
Sure.
chairman of the judicial committee?
Thank you.
Thank you. Junior here is the chairman of the judicial committee.
Mr. Speaker, if we could,
Proceed.
just one last thought. Thank you, senators, for your great comments. I want to let all of you know that I am nothing without our team. They make me look good. I just want to say that to the elected body here and also the Crow people and the millions around the world. Oh,
Thank you.
other hats.
Okay, moving on. We have a report. We're going to the Gaming Commission, or excuse me, the ACE Board. And Junior here usually handles the gaming issues, so I will give him the floor at this time.
Ace Board wanted to give a report, a brief report, so I think Lane is the chairman of the board. So Lane, go ahead and you may approach the bench.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon, Mr. Secretary. Thank you for this time. Good afternoon, members of the body. Thank you for the time for us to be able to come and just give a quick report. First of all, a little bit of past history from the time that we were appointed as the ACE Board, and a little bit of present and a little bit of what we're looking at in the near future. With us today, we have myself, we have Ken Deputy Jr., Vice Chairman, we have Lanny Roberts, Secretary, and Robert Portillo, our President as well. We, as the ACE Board, were appointed in June of last year, and as most people probably know, we were kind of appointed into a little bit of turmoil. And we've spent quite a few months here working on finding our foundation. The chairman, in the first meeting we had with him, said the first thing he wants to do is to get everything straightened up at the casino. And in the first couple months, we were busy trying to find the leaks where the casino was leaking the money at. And we finally got to a point where we stopped the leaks and we're actually starting to get everything caught up. That was in June that we were appointed. We had to go through the vetting process to receive our licenses. And that was a 2-month process from the commission trying to get everything vetted for us, for each of us to be able to be part of the board. So it took 2 months and we really didn't start until August. And in August we kind of hit the ground running and have been working there since. I have a financial statement from Deb Schuster, who is our accountant, or CPA for the moment. And I will read that to you here in a little bit. So in that process though, from the time that we started till probably November, December, we were frantically trying to figure out where money was going out. In November, we had a flood at the casino that caused the casino to close down for a couple of days, or 4 days, and losing us a lot of good time that we had tried to get built up already. In the process, the board had found ways to change the procedures so that we wouldn't be losing so much money. And then finally in February, we found where the biggest issue was, and we stopped the process, and it was in one of the systems, the table track system. And we found out that we were having a lot of issues there. So we stopped that, and from that time forward, we started to go into the black now. So we're finally getting back to where it should be as normal. But that process, it does take a while, and we finally got to where we can find it. So that's where we're at now. We're in the black finally. Things are starting to look well. For the future, the near future, we have projects that the chairman has asked us to look at. One of those is a casino at the Yellowtail Market, the C-store in Fort Smith, and then look at some other satellite casinos and C-stores along the reservation. That is one project that we're looking at. Another project is the racing. They're having a racing season from August 2nd, and they're going to do 11 days of racing. And so we're trying to get prepared for that, to work at it with the casino as well. And then future down the line is we're still trying to get to a point where we can start looking deeper into what we want to do at phase 2. But for now, our goal has been to get our foundation underneath us as a casino board, or as the casino itself, and start making progress from there. Because we don't think that if we try to move forward on these other projects, they won't work too well if we don't have a good footing under us, as you guys know. I have talked with some of you on a one-on-one basis about some of the interests that we have for some of the work that we're doing. And I look forward to being able to visit with more of you on a one-on-one basis. So I will, for now, I'll just read what Deb has written as the CPA. I'm very pleased to report that after a year of financial struggles, the Uvalde Nights Casino has begun to climb out of its financial hole. February 12, 2014, it was decided to stop all promotions at the casino, and the result was an increase in the weekly deposits. The casino is now current on all of its payroll liabilities and has caught up on several of its outstanding bills. Unpaid bills as of 4/16/14 are still $50,000 or $57,000, not counting ITT, to whom we still owe $42,000. We are currently paying ITT about $12,000 a week, so we should have that down to current invoices before the end of May. We had a visit last week from 2 IRS agents who were checking to see why the payments were so late, and this was during that last year. They were behind on some of the payroll, but once we got them going, now they're caught up and they've been current since then. Where are we? The agents stressed to us, Rachel, Brendan, and myself, how important it is to keep our liabilities paid because they are watching this casino extra hard and view that the old casino still owes an extreme amount of taxes. After explaining to them the circumstances and assuring them that everything is current, we will try to keep them so they were satisfied. I have attached an income statement for 2013 by quarters, as well as one for the first quarter of 2014. You can see a drastic change in the bottom line from 2013 to 2014. The 2014 income statement is an unadjusted version. I will be reissuing that report after the auditor's adjusting entries are made. Our audit has been completed and there are no new developments and a lot of old issues have been resolved. Overall, the audit went quite well. All things being equal, we don't have any big changes. We will be able to continue on this course and the casino will again be a private entity. I would like to stress again that we are under an obligation to the Shakopee Nation, or Shakopee, to deposit all income from this casino, with the exception of the 20% that goes directly to our gaming vendors into a control account. We submit a monthly budget prior to the beginning of each month, and unless it is a budget line expense directly related to gaming operation, it should not appear on our finances. And that's one of the things that we were discussing probably started about October, because it seemed like this money was supposed to be going to that account and straight to the tribe. And we finally got them to start working that way. So as a casino, we don't take any of the profit. What it goes to is to Shakopee, to an account there, and then the account there, whatever's extra past the loan goes into an excess, excess fund revenue fund, which is supposed to be controlled by the executive branch. So we've been working on getting all that straightened out. And in for the first quarter of 2013, their total that they had was, the net income was $67,143. That was for the first quarter of 2013. For the first quarter of 2014, our net total is $200,000. $267,000, or $264,723. So you can see that just the first quarter, we managed to be able to recoup over $200,000 for this quarter. So things are looking better, and we are looking forward to the future of being able to really get other things. And we got the big holes plugged, but we're still trying to find whatever other little holes we can and streamline our program. We have some good people here as far as Ken Deputy and Leonard Benz. They're very good at networking. Lanning is very good in business. Corky, he's a pretty good all-around guy. He can do anything for us. He does a lot of liaison between us and the tribe. And then I myself have been through the education system, and I'm working on my master's in business management and strategy. So we've been working together to try to review the policies, rewrite the policies, and start plugging these holes so that money isn't, so that we're actually bringing a profit instead of other issues. We did receive a grant from the Shakopee Nation to help develop the racing part of the casino that we're starting to work on. And that grant also helps us to upgrade some areas of the track, upgrade some areas of the casino area. Most precisely is we're going to be able to start a gaming area or a gaming machine area where we can bring machines to take care of our own machines instead of having to go out to somebody else and pay extra money. And eventually we'll be able to start having our own machines totally. Instead of leasing out, most of our machines will be our own, so we won't lose that 20% there either. So those are some of the plans we've been working on. I think Ken has a packet that he brought in. And Lanny would like to come up and say a couple words while Ken is passing out this packet.
Floor recognizes Dr. Lanny Gilbert.
Oh, I just wanted to, there was one important thing that I wanted to remind some of you legislators, and that is that it involves our commission. Currently, we have only 3 active commissioners, and by the document that we created in terms of the gaming compact, or the game ordinance, next year, we need more resources to help those gaming commissions do their job. We have some prospective projects, not only a casino expansion, also potentially to Billings. There's Fort Smith as well, and we're going to need more people to protect the Crow tribe in terms of gaming commissioners. Not only to go around Billings and see the laws and work with laws, as well as the state to make sure, everything. We don't know about some of the people there, but we need that protection if we have some gaming machines at that Yellowtail Market. So the one thing about it is that they don't have a budget. And budget supplies all those they copy machine all they take machines. They do fingerprints, background check, they they're kind of outdated. So casinos they have professional organizations of where they have commissioners active at their casinos almost 24 hours a day. So I just wanted to put that in, that we need, maybe when you make a budget next year, that you include some funds for what they need. They're going to need some resources. They're going to need maybe some vehicles. They're going to probably need some office assistants in there to help them with clerical and administrative duties. So I just wanted to put that in because where they're operating on bare bones. And they're the people that are the regulators of the casino. And I just wanted to mention that they need a lot of surveillance. There's some things that, you know, do you have any questions about that?
Are there any questions or comments?
Also, I guess we would probably, like Junior had at one time,
Go ahead, Eric.
And again, I really appreciate your diligence and your effort to get us back in the black. Appreciate that. I know Hayes, you guys are red and Calhoun, I've seen them all. There's a lot of future ventures that we want to get into, but they're really serious. They're really looking at you as a magnifying glass step. So right now, I appreciate you guys coming in and getting us in black, and so we can move on through these other ventures.
Anyway, that's about it. There's some other things that are just troubleshooting here and there, but that's all businesses are. Sometimes the market's going to be big, like this weekend with the hand game tournament. Revenue's going to be coming in. Throughout the summer, we're anticipating more and more marketing for added revenue. And anyway, that's Garage. I just wanted to say those commissioners really need help and support. And at the same time, you know, they need some funding, and at the same time, they probably need some legal assistance too when you make that budget out. You know, we're spreading these attorneys thin too. Even Evo, because he's probably got working with all of the he does the best he can. So in those areas, when you consider budgets later on, you would might add some attorneys, particularly like in gaming for those commissioners.
Floor recognized, Senator Stewart.
Chair, on these, you know, I appreciate this report that's being made because, you know, Lanny, to justify the request and satisfy the need, it's hard to pursue that on our part when we don't have nothing in writing. So it's good to understand that, to have a good understanding and be on the same page of the struggle and understand where you're going with this, because we want this to be self-sufficient. We want this to be a benefit, not a liability, but an asset to our people. And if anybody looks at this in business, it's either an asset or a liability. We've got to understand that we can turn liabilities into assets. This has always been a liability to the pro-government, and there's always been a line item there not to restore, not to capitalize, not to pursue, increase for the casino. It was always appropriation for bad debt. It was always there for that, and that was the only thing that we always had on there, because there was always a bad debt. Something with taxes, something with coming up short, but overall, it's good to have these reports, and I appreciate coming out here and giving us these reports, so that way we can convey that to the public. We can justify why we're putting X amount of hundreds of thousands into a line item to work out the need, and then that way when we convey that to our public, then we have something to go off of. We have a report in hand.
I want to close, but I just want to add that in that grant there was some economic development that I wrote in. I wrote the grant. I didn't ask for nothing. I just took it out of my own time to write that. I knew that our people needed that, so I just stepped forward. I could put things aside, and I wrote that. And in there, I wrote where we're going to have a building, a structure where we bring in our own machines, so we could get 100% revenue. At one time, we made an offer of $2 for a machine, but we didn't have a storage facility. and we didn't have a repair facility. So in that grant, we can, probably Lane and I are gonna develop a business plan so where we could have a facility where we can have people bring in machines from who knows where, but we could fix them and charge these other people these repairs. And at the same time, use our own machines. Okay, like, it's you.
One more, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Caesar.
You know, I appreciate what you brought out there, because along with the establishment of the ACE, if you look at the resolutions from the past, there was also a follow resolution that came on the agenda at that time, passed on the floor for that very purpose, so then that way we can have our own corporation to have our own machines instead of depending on IGT or the different ones out there, you know, different manufacturers. We can have our own, just like you said, that vision, we have that in place already, so it'd be good to finally capitalize on that after all these years.
Thank you, CJ. One other thing, just talking about the budget, how we have a budget that we get for the casino, and that is for casino needs. And we have a lot of people that come to us and contact us and ask for help, donations for things, and these can get into the thousands of dollars. And we want to help them all, but that's what that excess revenue fund is for. So if you have any of your constituents who are looking for help, that doesn't come to us. If they bring it to us, we'll gladly hand it over to whoever is working with the excess revenue for that part of the position. That was something Cory wanted to add. And then the other projects, we are committed. We want to see prosperity come out of this casino. It has been here for a long time. There's other casinos on other reservations that started after us, and they are really helping fund their communities. That is our goal. With these other satellite casinos that the chairman is looking to do, that could put 8 to 10 jobs, maybe more, in each district or each town that they're in. And we want to be able to help beyond that. We want to build us up to that potential. And with that, we really need to work together with the legislative body here, with senators. And we appreciate any input that you may have, and we want to collaborate with you in all ways possible. So we thank you for the time today, and we just, whenever you're ready, whenever you want to talk, just give us a call, and we'll be ready.
Okay. I think that's all it on the report, or?
Ken wants to hand out something to you real quick, and then I think that'll be.
Okay, as he's handing that out, I was gonna hand the floor over to our legal here. I wanted to kind of just touch up on the commission, and then that will be it. Organized trade.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary, Mr. Speaker, members of the body, our guests and attendants, corporate board of directors, that's all I have to say, Mayor President. Senator Rupert asked me to clarify, and this is a reminder for, I think, most of you in the legislature, we had talked about it not long ago, the Pro Tribal Gaming Ordinance of 2013, we replaced the old gaming ordinance from 1994 that was entitled 23 of the Law and Order Code. And through the ABL draft order, the Commission upholds on Section 10 of the new ordinance, which has been approved by the NIGC Chair, as required by the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, provides there is hereby established the Crow Tribal Gaming Commission, which replaces the Crow Tribal Gaming Commission previously established under Crow Tribal law. That's a direct quote, first sentence out of Section 10. It's wrong. They don't have any lawful authority to do anything under the color of tribal authority through the auspices of the Crow Tribal Gaming Ordinance, at least. In the new commission, the previous commission law required appointment by the Crow Tribal General Council. In the new commission, the chairman makes the appointments, subject to legislative confirmation. It's a 7-member board, there's one chair, a representative from each of the 6 districts. The chair has to be confirmed by a 2/3 vote, powerful position under tribal law. The chairman has a period of time under the ordinance of 30 days to make the appointments. If no such appointments are made, the appointment vests in the legislature. So The effective date of that law was January 23rd of 2014. So the appointment power vests in the legislature by default in accordance with the terms of Section 10 now. That puts the onus on us. The legislature needs to get appointments made, one to represent each district and a commission chairman. And right now we're looking at a corporate board that doesn't have any hops on the beat. There's no commission out there, so I wouldn't call it a free-for-all necessarily, but when we're talking about licensure, ensuring compliance with the gaming ordinance, there's a lot of important duties and authorities that the commission holds that nobody statutorily under tribal law has the ability to enforce. So I hope that adds some clarity that there is a great impetus for us to move forward to try to get appointments made to that commission so that they can be a fully functional tribal agency, as noted by Lane and others.
Okay, thank you, Jay. I'm gonna hand the floor back over to the speaker. Oh, here you go, man.
Thank you, Secretary. Thank you, legislative representatives. Thank you, donation senators. Thank you, Mr. Speaker of the House, and thank you, Mr. Gaming Chairman. Just a quick update. About 4 weeks ago, we were informed that the phase 2 was not a priority for the pro casino here. We understand we got to clean our own backyard, fix our own problems. But the phase 2 we spent about a year on, and if we're looking for jobs, phase 2 is an option for increasing 400 jobs. If you look at the plan here, we got the feasibility done. We've got the technical studies done. The engineering plans are done. And if it's a priority for the co-reservation, the pro-tribe executive branch, the pro-legislature of Bighorn County, phase 2 is ready to go. I know we've got positives and negatives. The negatives is the Crow Nation gets a loan to be put for the fund the Billings site that's being discussed. The positive for Billings is a strong market, 130,000 people, to wipe out the competition of 125 casinos in Billings. The Yellowstone County has got an extremely low unemployment rate. The city of Billings has got a low unemployment rate, 6-7% unemployment rate. And many of the Bakken oil and gas royalty members and a lot of the Bakken oil shoppers do come to Billings to shop. So Billings is a strong market. Billings is going to be a good site to develop a casino. That one should move forward and it should be done soon. It's been a long time coming. But phase 2 is ready to go. We want to provide jobs and increase our horsemanship and have a nice facility that we're proud of. Phase 2 is ready to go. And as far as myself, I'm not going to be pushing it, and I'm just going to concentrate on doing my job and take care of other business. With the solid gaming members or casino board, since we're not really recognized, we need the legislature, we need their help. We need to get organized. We've been kind of playing house for too long, and we've been pretenders for a year, and that's not positive change. I was part of the main campaign team that helped the OCOD administration get elected. And if we want to follow this positive change, we got to do things right. No more funny games, no more getting jealous of one another, no being hateful. We got to set all those negative feelings aside because those are negative things. We want to do positive change, we got to all work together. No more funny business, no conspiracy, no secrets, no backstabbing, no cutthroat. If we want to move forward, we got to work together. And I just been informed here by Dr. Lanny Gilbert that Yellowtail Market is a go on placing summer machines. And the race car is a go, 11 days. So as far as that, pro legislature, donation senators, I believe the executive branch is waiting on you guys to help us get organized, but we need to take care of business now. The clock is ticking, and there's no guarantee on who's going to be elected into the next administration. The time for the OPAD administration is now. There's about 24 months left in the game. You may know going into the summer months after native days, the legislature and executive branch may become a lame duck. So we need to take care of business now, and whatever plans that's in place, everybody come together, be informed, just be straight up. Oh.
Okay, thank you. If there aren't any other questions or comments, I'm going to hand the floor back over to the speaker. I appreciate you coming to ACE Board, giving a good presentation, reports. I want to say, we're going to have to schedule a meeting here pretty soon, so I'll let you know. Okay,
Thank you, Junior. Thank you, ACE Board, Chief Lulo. Next item on the agenda is an LR that is going to be introduced by Eric Bergenground.
Speaker, at this time, motion given, not to amend the agenda.
The next on the agenda. So is it ready or not?
These 5 minutes take further on. I asked we just have to change a few wordings. We need a 5-minute recess.
Okay.
Motion.
Motion for a 5-minute recess, second by Paul Gill. Everyone say aye then. Aye. Okay, 5-minute recess.